Shalom. This is the brother Bayan Hamath. I want to first say, Ka Halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bahashim Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to the hopeful elect that's pushing this word with truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. There's just a little lesson I want to get into about how these damn devils, Esau, the so-called white man, is going to be destroyed when the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach return in that chariot for the things they did against Jake and what they continue to do against us today. So, Lord willing, I hope it be edifying. I'm going to get straight to it. Pull up the verse 3 through verse Salakia. Joel 3 and 19 says, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shedded innocent blood in their land. And that's right. Egypt being spiritual America, aka Babylon, is going to be a desolation. The Lord going to come back and destroy this place, because it's the land of the wicked, ran by this white man, the descendants of Esau, these Edomites. Got another verse. Bear with me, brothers. This is Obadiah 1, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jake, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. That's right. These damn devils think that they ain't gonna be punished for what they did. How they put Jake through slavery, tortured us for all these years, our forefathers. And it's going to be beautiful. Man, I'm telling you, it's going to be beautiful to see the reward of the wicked. These damn devils. When they are put into bondage. When we put their ass in slavery. It's going to be beautiful. Yapa. It's going to be beautiful. Got another verse I want to pull up. This is Ezekiel 35 and 15. It says, as thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Dumay, even all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord thy power. There it is. The Lord telling you, Esau, your damn days are numbered. You finish. But along with this here lesson, I had a video I want to show of how these damn devils truly tortured our people. And how they continue to do certain things this day.
Number 1. The Slave's Shackle, 1907. This is a horrifying photo. It is a picture of a British sailor removing the shackles on a slave's ankle in 1907. In order to keep the slaves in line during the journey from Africa, they had to keep them in shackles. This was to keep the slaves from running away. A very sad photo. Number 2. A woman and her slaves. When you first look at this photo, you wouldn't know that the men are slaves judging by the way they are dressed. The major clue is when you look down at their feet and you see they have no shoes on. In the 1860s, slaves were not allowed to wear shoes. Number 3. Slave children. Seeing photos of adult slaves is bad enough, but seeing child slaves is completely heartbreaking. Fortunately, by the time these children grew up, slavery was abolished. This gave them both a chance at a happy and productive life. Number 4. The African slave ship. Of all the photos of slavery from the past that will horrify you, this is possibly the worst. Back in slave days, ships went to Africa and they pulled these poor people from their homes to put them on ships and bring them overseas to be slaves. The number of Africans on the ship is heartbreaking. Number 5. U.S. prisoners forced to be...
And just because it said when the ships went to Africa, that don't necessarily mean it speaks of them damn Hamites, them damn heathens. But those that were brought over were our people, the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called Negro, Spanish, and Native Americans.
Slaves. This is a photo of United States prisoners who were captured and forced to be slaves during the war. The Japanese treated these poor people badly until they were either killed or freed. This photo shows you how horrible things were back then. Number 6. Sex slaves training for military duty. There are so many sad things about this picture, it's difficult to know where to begin. The girls in this photo are sex slaves, and they look like they are no older than 15 years old. These girls should be in high school, hanging out with their friends, studying and preparing for college. Instead, they are forced to be sex slaves. The Japanese needed as many soldiers as they could get, so they trained the sex slaves to fight in battle.
That's another reason we say that the 12 tribes are going to be the only ones that's going to inherit the kingdom. That's proof right here that even the so-called Japanese, they're damn heathens too. Their asses is going to slavery. See how they do their own people. They even put their own damn people into slavery. Look how they did their women.
There aren't too many photos more shocking than this one. Number 7. Freed slaves. Of all the pictures we've shown you so far, this one is the only one that shows some hope. In the top picture, you see a bunch of slaves wearing no shirts and no shoes. The photo on the bottom is of the same men after they were freed. They were fully clothed, wearing hats, and reading the newspaper. This must have been a great day for these men. Number 8. The worst men in the world. This is a photo of 3 Arabian slave dealers. It was their job to buy and sell human beings as slaves. These men are as bad as they come. There's no excuse for forcing a person into slavery and then making money for it. Number 9. Human zoos. In 1899, people took Selknam natives and used them in human zoos. This is one of the most inhumane things a person could ever do. The idea of putting people in cages so that the owners of the zoo can get paid by people to walk around looking at them is horrible. The poor people in these human zoos were not treated like humans at all. They had all of their human rights stripped away the second they were put into cages. Number 10. Tall women punished in China. In China, women were only supposed to grow so tall. Those who grew too tall were punished by spending their days standing with a door with holes.
Once again, that's more proof. China, the Chinese, so-called Chinese. More bozos. These stupid motherfuckers. enslaved their own women just because they were tall. These some damn dumbass motherfuckers, man. The Lord go destroy their asses too.
Over their heads and through their shoulders. It is very sad that back then people were punished for the way they looked. Today, women in China are not punished for being too tall. Many tall women actually get very high-paying jobs as models. Number 11, slaves in Brazil. Brazil is a very popular place for coffee crops. Today, people are paid to work in the fields and harvest those crops. The working conditions are safe today, and they work reasonable hours. Sadly, years ago, the Brazilian coffee growers used slaves, who they forced to work in the fields all day with no pay and horrible working conditions. This is a photo of the slaves working in the fields under the worst conditions possible. Number 12, Irish slaves. Africans were not the only people that were used as slaves a century or two ago. This is a picture of Irish slaves. They weren't treated.
Of course, Esau would say African slaves, but they weren't African slaves, they were Israelites.
As poorly as some slaves, as they were given shoes and clothes to wear, but they were still slaves. Number 13, the Slave Convention. Before slavery was abolished, there was a slave convention. It was a group of people who worked hard to get slavery abolished. This is a photo of a few of the members who eventually were successful. These women may have been slaves once, but eventually they became heroes. Number 14, Amazonian slaves. This is a photo of 4 people from an Amazonian tribe who were used as slaves. This is a very sad photo. They were stripped of their clothes and chains were put around their necks. This photo shows just how horrible these people were treated simply because of where they lived. Subscribe for more.
Well, that shows you. Starting with Esau, so-called white man. Damn devils, along with these other heathen nations. Man, the Lord go destroy y'all. Along with the 2/3 of Israel. Esau, you better enjoy your time. But the Lord's coming. The Lord, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, He coming. And He coming with them with thousands of angels. Coming to destroy not only America, but also these other heathen nations. And you so-called elites think you're going to escape it. That's y'all ass too. Ain't no getting away from it. But I'm going to cut this short. I just wanted to bring out this little lesson. Hope it was edifying. And I hope that in the day of the return of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, that the hopeful elect is going to be able to see the reward of the wicked. So with that, I'm going to close it out by saying double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, the hopeful elect. And Kal Halal Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shah B'Hashem Rakakwadash Abba Babal Lahakasad to Babylon the Great. Hey, we almost out of here, brothers. Keep doing the good work. Shalom.